Fellowshippers, welcome to the Fellowship Hall with the twins and Ralph. I am Ralph, aka Big Ham, aka Nose, aka the smartest one in the room. And I'm here with my fellas. Fellas, say hello to the people.
What's up, fellowship? This is your boy Ken. Thank you guys for tuning in with us today. Hope you enjoy the show. What's up, fellowship? This is your boy Keith, aka the moderator. You know me, I know you. Let's get into it. Today we're going to review the show that we've been advertising forever, it feels like. And that show is none other than Snowfall. So we've been watching this show since seasons 1 through 3. And we didn't have a podcast at the time, but now that we got the podcast, we gotta review this show because it's one of our favorite shows that comes on TV. Without any further ado, I guess we'll get started into our reactions. I think we're gonna let Ken go first. I know Raph has been hyped up about Snowfall, so we're gonna let him build up to him.
You'll let me simmer, okay?
We're gonna build up to him.
I got it.
We're gonna let Ken go. Ken, go ahead and tell us about episodes 1 and 2 of Snowfall season 4. Yeah, man. I think it was both good episodes. Like you alluded to, man, anticipation had been there for quite some time.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching season 1 through 3 in real time. It was one of those shows that Big Ham was pushing hard, and I ended up binging 1 through 3 over this COVID time. And once I finished season 3, I was so ready for season 4, and they didn't disappoint. The show came back with Franklin, after having been shot by mail and things are kind of in chaos while he was down, and you got Manboy and Scully that are warring, and things are just kind of upside down, and Franklin, being who he is basically trying to get everything turned back up. Speaking of Scully, though, I guess I got to get this out of the way. I had one issue with the first episode, and
you wouldn't be the more compass if you didn't have some issue with writing.
That's true. We advertise about being from a small church down south, and I don't know when they were at one of Scully's guys' funerals, and Scully referenced the symbol, the statue of Jesus hanging on a cross, and Scully said something about what you think it took to keep that N word up there, and blah blah blah. And to me, that was unnecessary. I mean, people live their lives and do whatever they want, but I guess from my standpoint, I don't see what added value that had for the show. And if it had been left out, I think the show would have been just as good without it. And this is just me. I'm not gonna harp on it too long, but it was something that kind of put a bad taste in my mouth from the start of the show. Something that I've been waiting for so long. I just saw no reason for that comment to be in there. It bothered me. Sure, some people won't bother, but for me, it bothered. So they kind of just had me a little bit down or a little bit disappointed at the beginning. But I kind of powered through it because I do enjoy the show, and I know we had to talk to the fellowshippers about it, but it did bother me. But anyway. Go ahead.
Hold on, sorry. I think that comment was just there for foreshadowing, actually.
I agree, because I know they end up doing that to one of Manboy's crew. But I don't know. It bothered me, and it just may be my Christian self coming out and being offended by it. But I thought the show would have been fine without that comment.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely unnecessary in my opinion, and probably in all our opinions, but it was just some TV show they writing stuff to be controversial or make him seem more hard or something like that. So I understand, and like you said, us three are Christians, and we listen for stuff like that, but at the same time, like, to look at it a different way, it's a lot of stuff they say and do on this show that is extremely offensive, not just to Christians. So I understand, but personally, it's your reaction, so I understand what you're saying. I also didn't like the comment. I thought it was unnecessary and kind of a trash thing for them to even put in there. But at the same time, I know it's a TV show. They're trying to do what they're trying to do to keep people entertained, or whether you get somebody mad or happy, it still could draw ratings. So that's how I took it. I mean, I didn't agree with it either.
Trying to draw a reaction out of people. So
it worked on me. It worked on me.
Yeah, I think it probably worked on all of us, but it resonated with you harshly enough to where you're commenting on it right now.
Right, and like I said, I'm not gonna harp on it too long, but it was something that I didn't feel right we're just glossing over.
Yeah, understand.
But other than that, it was a decent episode. The way it ended, I thought it was a really cool scene with Alton trying to get Franklin to stay and
That
watch
was
the
a good
Bruce Lee
scene.
movie with him with popcorn, and then Franklin giving him a hug and saying that he loved him and whatnot. And so, or thanks, Dad, or whatever he said. But either way, that was really cool. One thing that did surprise me though is because I know that Franklin values Louis' opinion a lot. And I was surprised that he was going to turn on Scully, even though she had suggested that they get rid of Man Boy because Man Boy is constantly trying to gain more and take more. So honestly,
Yeah.
though, one thing that they did do really well, they set it up such that I really didn't know who Franklin was going to end up turning on because he had went to both Scully and Man Boy, and then to see that they ultimately try to turn on Scully was detrimental because they didn't kill Scully, and now we know Scully's out there looking for him. Episode 2, that's when everything kind of played out. I think it was interesting how they had the interactions with the chief in Mexico and how Gustavo and Reed had to attempt to handle that, and then ultimately how episode 2 ended. So I thought both episodes were really good. They were definitely entertaining. They didn't miss a beat, from the excitement or entertaining level. So I really liked that. I guess the last thing I'll leave, which we obviously this is the first time us getting to talk about this show, but where's Lucia? She just disappeared and she hasn't been back. Gustavo saved her life, or as I like to call him, El Oso saved her life, and then she nursed him back to health supposedly, and then she disappeared. So.
Yeah.
It's still some open questions, but I enjoyed the show. I'm looking forward to next week episode because we knew what happened to Gustavo's friend, so we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Go ahead, Big Ham.
Yeah, man. They came back in with a bang, man. At first, I kind of felt like it started slow, but I was just, man, it comes on so late.
Right.
It had been a long day, and I was tired, man. So I had to wait till the next day to watch it. But man, once I was clear eyed and focused,
Yeah.
it started with a bang, man. I was just like, I just really admire the way Franklin thinks through everything, man, and I just admire the way he thinks through everything. And so I was a little bit shocked that he went against,
Louis.
what,
Louis.
Yeah.
what Louis suggested. So I I was down with her suggestion. So I was kind of shocked that it went that way. And you can't underestimate a dude like Scully, man. Those type of dudes who kind of far out thinkers and crazy like that. Those be the ones you just can't underestimate.
Yeah.
And so, as well as I think it was a flaw to try to pull it off with a crew that you're not really tight with. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So you pulling it out with Man Boy crew. You see that they was just shaky the whole time anyway. So I
Right.
just thought that was it was just a tough task. And unlike the Moral Compass, I thought that was good writing because if it had went smooth and perfect, I would have thought it was bad writing. I was like, it wouldn't have went that smooth as you were planning. And the fact that it didn't go smooth and it went dirty was great writing.
Yeah.
I like the way the club looked. I think one thing that stuck with me that the Moral Compass didn't mention was the whole Leon story, man. Like, I kind of respect Leon, but at the same time, he gets on my last nerve. Like, you
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? Like, you just try to be so gangster in the street all the time. You just need to be able to. You need to balance the street and the business.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And Franklin probably is too much business and not enough street. But at the end of the day, that game is still a thinking man's game. And so, like Leon, throughout his stubbornness, he kind of got himself out here somewhere where he don't have a connect anymore. He at odds with his boy, and then the fact that he is his boy, and everybody still think that's his boy, he's now in danger with Scully's crew
Target.
as well.
Yeah.
So
Right.
now he a rudderless ship out in the ocean, man. And so I think um, he got what he had deserved based on how he acted in there at the party. So that kind of ticked me off a little bit. Um, the it's always something, man. Nothing can ever go smooth. So the new chief at the border town with the CIA agent and Ivy, that's a problem now. And he want that 100,000, man. He offed everybody. He wrote the 100,000 in blood. So now we got their problem, man. So I just thought it was an excellent kickoff, both episodes, to get us ready for the season.
Yeah.
We kind of got the storyline in place. We know who our main antagonist is going to be. We know what's going to be happening on both ends of this full circle. So I thought it was an excellent kickoff. It did not disappoint because it seemed like it was gone forever, man.
Yeah.
It's like it was gone forever. So it was an excellent kickoff, and I'm ready. I'm ready to go ahead and go through the ups and downs and roller coasters of this season, man. It's going to be a good one.
Okay. Both of you guys had good reactions, and I agree with a lot of stuff that was said. I think I don't want to, say too much more because you guys said a lot, but maybe it's some things you didn't mention. Of course, both episodes are great, and the end of the first one, I was like, "Oh man, what's gonna happen?" And then, thankfully we had the second one. But then at the end of the second, I was like, "Oh man, what's gonna happen?" Now I gotta wait. So that's the type of show that you want, one that kind of draws you in so much that those 50 minutes or whatever fly by so fast, and then you're like, oh man, I'm at the end, and you see these end credits and you hate it. But thankfully they gave us a second episode, but then the second episode left us wanting more like the first episode. So it is what it is. A few things that Ken didn't mention and Rev talked about a little bit was the whole Leon thing. Like, some time has passed by. Obviously, Franklin was out of commission, and Leon said he was kind of protecting things, and he didn't want to listen to Louis, and then he didn't want to be Franklin's driver. I was like, where is this coming from with Leon? Because thinking about season 1 or 2, I can't remember, but when Kev pulled the gun on Franklin and then Leon stepped in front of him, I was like, no, that's the dude that I want in my corner permanently. And now I feel like that he ain't that dude anymore. So, I felt a little bad about that. One thing about Leon though, one thing about Leon though is he's still loyal to Kev, and he was always maybe more loyal to Kev than Franklin was. Franklin was about that business. And but Kev and Leon was his boys, but Leon is a loyal to the person more so than the business. And he was mad when he saw Gustavo in the club, and I was like, wait, why is Leon mad at Gustavo? Because I forgot already that Leon holding a grudge for him for killing Kev. So I mean, for getting Kev killed anyway. But anyway, that's one thing. And then another thing is that this reporter, I'm already not really caring for her being in this story already. So, as you guys know, we have different segments, and later on you'll see maybe that she'll come back up. But at this point, I don't really care for her or the reason for her being in the show. But again, that's writing. That's the writing of the show. They make you care or they make you hate or not care or whatever. So anyway, that's how I felt. It was also something that maybe a few people picked up on, and maybe it was so small, but kind of how Jerome, you kind of think of Jerome as this hard character. He brought Franklin into the game, and he do what he got to do. He always fight. He was fighting with the police when they came up in his house. He's like this big bad tough guy, and then he's sitting in the car with Louis because he took a life and he's like impacting them. So maybe that means that he hasn't done it in a while, or he had never done it or seen the actual impact of what he was doing. But it was just interesting to see their interaction in the car, where you could tell Jerome was shaken up more than maybe you would expect from a person like that. But yeah, it's good reactions, guys. I'm happy that this show is back on, and like Rab said, it seemed like it was gone for a while, but now that it's back, we're here to review it for you. So take some time, watch Snowfall, and then come and see what we got to say about it.
Hey man, can I pick back off your Jerome comment, man?
Yeah, go for it.
I was thinking about that too. Man, I was thinking, Jerome was older and he been in the game longer. I think Jerome just kind of just ready just to go straight. He kind of ready to go straight. Louis got the club. He ready, he ready to pull a ghost. He ready to go straight, cleanse his hand of the game. But the money is so good. But I think like that occurs there. He was just thinking, man, I'm too old for this. I'm still out here, I just put one in the dude's head, killed him.
Mm-hmm. That's a good
I'm still out here. I think that's what he's thinking. And I would predict by the end of the season, he probably going to tell Franklin that he going to have to go on without him.
You already
If he
making
makes it.
predictions?
I was about to say you making predictions after 2 shows.
If you, yeah, we're gonna have a prediction at the end of this segment, at the end of the show anyway. So go ahead.
Okay. Okay. It's on record, so you know, Big Ham, it's on record. You said it. Anyway, fellowshippers, as you know, those of you that already subscribed, thank you. Those of you who haven't yet but watching, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and see what we got to say. But as you know from previous episodes of our podcast, is we like to do certain segments, and this next segment is one of our favorites. I think it gets a lot of people talking, whether they agree or disagree with us, and we like to call it our Gots to Go segment. And that Gots to Go segment, what we do is, Big Ham has explained this in the past. So if you want to go check out some
I'll do it
past,
again.
go
I'll do
ahead.
it again. Listen here, man.
Go
In
ahead.
our shows like Snowfall, Power, Ozark, we have people that make the road complicated for our criminal protagonists. And in order for the road to be smoother for our criminal protagonists, these people got to go. And just so you know, when I say they got to go, I mean these people getting brutally murdered. You understand what I'm saying? They getting getting the buff out of here. All right. I'm not being nice about it. I don't want them to die away from California. If they got to go, that means we take care of it ourselves. But these people got to go. And so this segment, I got to go from 3-1, each one of us. Let's go.
All right. Well, thank you, Big Ham, for not for I don't know explaining it the way you do. Sometimes Ken and I feel like the person that got to go can sail off into the sunset, but obviously Big Ham
No,
doesn't
no,
think
no.
like
Y'all want him to die too. I just don't want to say it.
that. Some of
I'll
them,
say
I'll
it.
give you some of
Y'all
them, not
want him
all
to
of them.
I just don't want to say it. Okay.
Okay,
My number 3 got to go. You still try to clean it up. My number three got to go
go for it.
right now is the Mexican police chief. He got to go. He has complicated matters severely, not just for our criminal protagonists, but for our criminal American government.
Bravo.
he told the CIA, "Hey, I need 100,000 a week, baby."
A week.
And then he tried to be hard with him and throw in the 50. He was like, "Oh, okay, you don't believe me? Let me go in here and take care of your people at your little border house. Let me go get them up out of here. They got to go. We got them up out of here. We want our 100, and so they got to get rid of him, brother. He got to go."
Man, I'm surprised that he killed that guy and his wife. I was really shocked to see that. And now maybe he
Yeah,
got the kids. Maybe he got the
Right.
kids more than likely. But that was a big gots to go. But let me interject real quick, Big Ham. Your gots to go doesn't directly impact the main protagonist of the show. Now he indirectly impacts him because he's dealing with Reed and his supply, but he doesn't impact Franklin. So I'm a little surprised that you
I
went
think
that
see he
route.
does impact Frank because Franklin getting his product from Reed.
I said indirectly. I said
Yeah,
indirectly.
so yeah, Franklin don't know about everything that's going on, but if Franklin needs some product to hit the street and it's coming about slow because Reed ain't got the money to pay old boy, then it's affected Franklin. So it's gonna be a problem. So he got to
Okay.
go, man.
I'm not mad at that, Big Ham. I'll agree that he probably do have to go. I don't know if I didn't pick him for any of my guys to go at this point. I mean
So he at number 3.
the man has been in 1.5 show and he already got to go. So
He got to go, man.
okay.
Who's
So
your number 3?
my number 3, and I fellowship is comment if you disagree, but my number 3 got to go is probably some got to go that's been building up over time. My number 3 that got to go is old Melanie Wright.
Yeah.
Yep. She made an appearance in season 4, so now she need to make a disappearance in season 4.
I'm fine with it.
It wasn't so hard for me to pick her either. And you know what? I loved Mel in the first 3 seasons,
Yeah,
and
man.
almost full 3 seasons. And then now see we're talking about this show, and like you said, Rav, the main protagonist is a criminal to the utmost, and he did something wrong that deserved what Mel did to him. And I'm here saying Mel got to go. So that's what this show did to me.
Wrong and
Hey,
unnecessary.
Franklin did put a bullet in the back of her dad's head, and that absolutely happened.
That's what I'm saying. Mel got to go still. That's my number 3. Ken, tell the fellowshippers who your got to go is in the third position.
Yep, my number 3 got to go is I'm not even going to drag it out because I am 100% in lockstep with Big Ham. It is the Mexican police chief.
Wow.
He'd been on the show for barely been on a whole show, and he already came in and took off some people that had been on the show for seasons. He didn't started this anger in Gustavo that is not going to be quenched. So it's this dude. I don't even know his name, but he already started killing people unnecessarily. The Mexican police chief needs to go.
Yeah. Mexican police chief want a raise too, because Reed said they were paying other dude $5,000 a week.
Yeah.
I thought it was $10,000.
Reed them offered him 10, said that was double what the other guy was getting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so I want him gone, and obviously once he did that, his fate was sealed. He's gonna die at some point, probably brutally. But yeah, I'm ready for him to go. He came on the scene and already started causing too much trouble. I think the writers gave him too much power already, honestly, but he needs to go.
I feel like he got that power though, honestly, because that's the city that they working in, and he probably knew a little bit about it from his predecessor, and then he was like, I'm gonna take this to the next level. And then he may turn out to be the main bad guy. Who knows?
Maybe.
If you guys feeling that he already got, if you guys are feeling he already got to go, then it sounds like that this guy's doing his job good in this show, and the writers are writing them well. Because I didn't think about him. I didn't think about him for mine because it's too early to me. But you guys both put him on your list, which surprised me.
Yeah, he already done some
murders at the end, and that $100,000 of blood. That solidified it, bro.
Exactly. He's already made a huge impact on the show in this early in this season, so they need to get rid of him.
Okay. Ken, go ahead and flip it around and tell us who your number 2 got to go is.
Yeah, my number 2 might shock some people. My number 2 got to go is Franklin's boy Leon. Leon is doing too much, man. Leon is doing too much. Leon at their party, Leon had no right to run up in Gustavo's face because Gustavo did not do anything. Kevin was far gone, man. Gustavo made the offer to buy the recipe, and Kevin was so caught up over his little cousin or whatever that he introduced him to the game that he was willing to sell out everything, including Leon and Franklin, because they were part of the business. Yeah. So, and Leon still riding for Kevin, and Franklin was the one that shot Kevin. I mean, obviously Franklin wasn't trying to kill him, but Gustavo had nothing to do with Kevin's death. Kevin sold Gustavo what he was looking for. Gustavo gave him a bit of information, and that was the transaction. Kevin got himself killed. Leon doing too much. Now he don't want to help Franklin. You see, he doing shady stuff, trying to run around with these little young dudes that's running around with him, trying to get a new connect. He cutting the product. Leon making me mad, man, because Franklin's still trying to reach out to Olive Branch to him, and Leon say he want to do his own thing. So you do your own thing and you be gone. And it's hard. It was hard for me to say because Leon been riding hard for Franklin from day one. Mm-hmm. But Leon is basically almost going down that same route as Kevin, where he's too caught up in emotional type stuff and need to be about business. So Leon needs to go.
Man, Leon turned into G Money from New Jack City, man. Leon tripping, bro. He didn't make my list, but he was on the honorable mention. He was definitely considered, and I'm with Ken on that, bro.
Okay, so Big Ham, if you don't mind, let me go with my number 2. And I asked to go number 2 is because it's gonna be some deja vu. Because my number 2, as bad as I hate to say it, and I'm talking about for episodes 1 and 2. Is Leon, man. Leon is doing too much, just like Ken said. Leon let me down. I just got through telling you in my reaction about Leon was the guy that I wanted in my corner. You know, if I was doing something bad, Leon is the guy that's gonna have my back, is gonna be down for whatever we need to do. And then he come to this show and disrespect his aunt, Franklin's aunt Louie. Yeah. You know,
for no reason.
No reason. Then he kind of tells Jerome to shut down too. And then he bumped into Kevin, almost making our boy fall. Franklin bumped into Franklin, I'm sorry, almost making our boy fall. And the be your driver, that kind of stayed with me for the rest of the show. And
Yeah.
I feel like it would have stayed with Franklin too, because Franklin was like, what? Franklin thinking that they partners. Now, don't get me wrong. Franklin had to check Leon before, but Leon was getting out of pocket.
Getting out of
Right.
pocket.
He was doing stuff to messing up the business there. He didn't talk it over with Franklin. He was just doing stuff cause of Wanda issues. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Who also needs to go?
Man, we ain't even seen one
we
yet.
saw Wanda, man.
Hopefully she gone.
Hopefully she gone.
And Craig hit hard, man. She might be.
Yeah. But yeah, I had to agree with more comments 100%. Leon for these first 2 episodes is my number 2 got to go. Big Ham, close out your number 2.
Man, my number 2 got to go. And he been on my list for a long time, and that's Man Boy, man. Man Boy got to go, man. I never liked it from the minute he stepped onto the show, man. I wanted to kill him.
You sound like
I
Leon.
don't like that dude, man.
You sound like Leon.
And Louis.
Man, I do. I don't like Man Boy, man. He's sneaky. You can't trust him. He always into something. He always causing problems, and he don't do it right, man. He's a mess up. He don't do it right, man. And I hate that Franklin didn't listen to Louis, but Man Boy should. I'm gonna tell you this: if Franklin had listened to Louis and they had went to got Man Boy, I bet they would have killed Man Boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Scully and Franklin together would have took care of Man Boy and his whole crew. Who went to get the harder one? You all right, get the job done with the weak. Man Boy got to go. And I don't care if it's Scully get him, Franklin get him, or Leah Hud get him, or Nix get him. Somebody get Man Boy. Man Boy, my number 2, got to go.
Oh man. Okay.
I'm perfectly fine with it.
I'm fine with that too. Man Boy is a part of the ongoing problem that's keeping the season though. You know what I mean? Man Boy and Scully, that conflict, and then the fallout from that into Franklin. You know, it's a lot of wheels turning in this show, man. Already, you know, Man Boy, Scully, the Mexican chief, you know, this reporter digging into stuff. It's a lot of stuff already going, and that's great writing to me anyway. That's great writing to me.
It's good writing.
But my guys to go almost changed based on Big Ham's last comments, but I'm gonna stick with it. And my number 1, if you guys don't mind me going, my number 1 guys to go at this point is Irene, the reporter, and I'll tell you why. Because first of all, Irene and her whatever sidekick guy digging into Franklin past for what? What's the reason for them to be digging in there? Is she really caring about Andre's murder? Who knows? That didn't come out. All of a sudden, you just see this reporter saying, "Hey, we found Melanie, this Melanie Wright girl you're looking for," and then she go bring in Melanie, and because she brought in Mel made my guys to go list, and she almost made somebody else make my guys to go list, which maybe next week they will be. But she's got to go. She's got to go. I feel like, okay, we just talked about how good writing it was. I feel like it was a little cliche writing for her to be able to manipulate Alton so easily. You know, oh my goodness, I'm going to save the day. Well, first of all, hey, what's that cop going into there for? Now, maybe she got some bad history or some history with Nick, so that's why she raised her flag. But still, and then she goes in there after Alton already turned her down, but she saves the day, you know, and now he trusts her to talk to her. So I didn't care for that writing that little bit to where, you know, everything seemed to come easy for her to sneak her way in. I didn't care for that, but she's my number 1 got to go. And in Ralph's true got to go meaning. Sorry.
Chitty chitty baby.
All right, Big Ham, go ahead and give us your number 1.
All right, my number 1 got to go. Scully, man. You gotta go. Scully gotta go, man. And it's strictly for the protection of Franklin Freeway sake, man.
It is.
Franklin Freeway sake, man. Scully, he already a wild boy. He a wild dude. He a killer. You know, he ticked Kid off in the first 2 minutes of the episode. His blasphemous comments. Gotta go, man. And hey, you know, even though Man Boy people messed it up, and I think Franklin chose the wrong decision, And even though I kind of like how crazy he is, I think he's an interesting character, Scully. But man, he's too dangerous, man. He's too wild. You know, he didn't kill the dude and hung him up on a baseball park.
field. Yeah.
No, he got to go, man. Lurk, Peaches, Jerome, Franklin, the whole crew. They got to get him up out of here, man. Hey, number one, got to go. Scully.
Okay. I appreciate your got to go list this episode, Big Ham. However, I want to ask you a question real quick, and Kim, I don't mean to take a little bit of your time for the got to go segment, but since you brought up Rap, now you getting rid of both Scully and Manboy in your got to go list. So what's the conflict after that?
I'm not thinking about the show. I'm just thinking about the people who need to die.
Okay, understood.
The people that I don't like.
That's fair.
They need to die because listen, once one of them got the way, the other one's gonna be a problem for a while. So even after Manboy team up with Franklin and they get Scully up out of here, 2-3 episodes later, Manboy gonna be doing something stupid again. It's gonna be time for him.
Yeah.
So at some point in time, we got to get rid of both of them, man. So I'm not thinking about the writing on the show or how the timeline gonna go. I just know that I don't like neither one of them, and I want both of them to get up out of here, man.
Okay. Scully's too dangerous. I had to agree with you. And Scully's last breaths on camera was basically find Franklin Saint or bring me Franklin Saint. So you know he's clearly after our protagonist of the show. Ken, finish it off with your number one.
Scully is so dangerous. Franklin sent the police over there to check on the folks. Like, man, what you going on here?
Trying to set us up.
They was like, man, we're not fooling with these people. Trying to get us killed.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that lets you know what's up with Scully, man. He got to go.
Yeah, I agree. Ken, go ahead, finish it off.
I'm not gonna prolong this one either because it's a repeat. My number one got to go is Irene the reporter. She coming on the scene, man, and she just gonna end up making things too complicated for our main character. And a lot of times they'll write somebody into a show that is able to gather information seemingly too easily. Yeah. And that's what it is with her. She's able to find Melanie, able to find out about Franklin, able to get in good with his dad, and who knows what further is gonna come. I guess one counterpoint to you, Keith, is that I think she really does care about the neighborhood that she grew up in. I think that's why she's doing it, because she did mention that she was from that area and she grew up there, and that's how she had some interactions with Knicks before. But yeah, the reason I want her is solely for the benefit of Franklin, because she's going to stir up trouble. She's going to cause problems. So I want Irene to be gone. And one real quick thing that none of us mentioned in our reactions that I meant to was this girl T that Franklin's been hanging out with. I'm still not sure of her motives yet.
I don't trust her, dog.
Because when Franklin was laying down on the couch, it seemed like she was kind of looking at him a little crookedly or something like that, or suspiciously. Sneakily. And maybe they're just writing that in to throw us off or to make us suspicious of her. But I worry about her. But either way, I just want to throw that in because we forgot to mention her. And I think she was a new character that they introduced, at least new to me. A new character that they introduced, and it already looks like she's going to be a cause of conflict in the show.
True.
Hey, man, another thing about your Irene choice for Gots to Go, I'm down with it is that she's been indoctrinated, right, by the masses in the media to think that Franklin is the bad guy.
Yeah,
he's the black guy that's selling crack to the neighborhood. He's the bad guy. No, the ultimate bad guy is Reed and the American government.
In this, I'll have to agree with
you. So hopefully in her investigation, she'll stumble upon Reed and forget all about Franklin Freeway Saint. And I'm calling him Franklin Freeway Saint because that's who he's based off of. Is Ricky Freeway. Is his real name? Yeah, Ricky Freeway Ross. Ricky Ross.
If she does end up uncovering something with Reed, we do know at least she'll be taken care of. We ain't got to worry about her being on our Got to Go list.
Hey, I was about to say, Ken, before you mentioned that, which was hilarious, is that hopefully she'll be gone before she get any close to Franklin or Reed. But Reed is also kind of like our protagonist too, right? Because he's an extension of Franklin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but I still don't like the fact that the government still pumping this stuff into our community like that. So
Yeah.
he,
Well.
he's a criminal protagonist, not just keep your arms length, man.
Oh,
You
come on.
know, so
but real talk,
Reed is in my huddle. I have to say it.
yeah, I like Reed, but real talk,
Mhm.
Big Ham, they both wrong. So I mean, you can't say Reed is the wrong one and Franklin is not. They're both
Of
wrong.
course.
They're just the protagonists, and we
In the
we we
show.
ride with Franklin, but they're both wrong.
Yeah, they are. They are. All right, fellow shippers, thanks for tuning into our Gots to Go segment. Please go to that comment section and let us know what you think about our Gots to Go and if you got one. I got some honorable mentions, but I don't wanna mention them. Like I said, I think that maybe next show, by the time that comes
yeah,
out, I'll have a
they might
different opinion.
graduate. The
Yeah,
business might graduate to the list depending on how the show
exactly.
goes.
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay. So we also like to have like a critical thinking segment to discuss something from the show or some event in the show that makes you think about something else in reality or something like that. So today's podcast, Big Ham's gonna come with us with a critical thinking, not just for us, but for the fellowshippers as well. So make sure you let us know what you think and let us know what you thought about our response.
So this is my question, man. Uh, who should Franklin have really? Who do you guys think Franklin should have decided to get up out of here, man? You know, Louis came with her prediction, well, with her advice, and Franklin sat there, thought it over, and they had us hanging. Who was he going to kill? Was he going to kill Scully or Man Boy? So who you all think he should have killed? And what was the best route to go for the business? Should Franklin have killed Scully? Should Franklin have killed Man Boy? What do you guys think?
I'll go ahead and jump on it.
That
Honestly,
was a good. That's a good question, by the way.
oh yeah, go
Appreciate
ahead,
that.
my
That's a
bad.
good question. Yeah. Go ahead,
Yep.
Ken.
Sorry, I'll go ahead and jump on it. Honestly, I mean, it was easy for me. I think Louis was absolutely right. We already saw the conflicts with Man Boy, with his interactions with Franklin, also his interactions with Leon. But Leon might have been kind of bringing on himself. But from a standpoint, we saw that Man Boy would seem like he always tests Franklin a little bit, and
Yeah, that's a good point.
he would test Franklin's toughness or hardness or leadership. And when Louis said that, with Manboy, he's always going to be trying to get more. We know that he and Leon used to fight about territory and things like that. But again, I think that might have been more Leon's fault. But we know that Manboy, it probably wants more. He doesn't. I don't know that he respects Franklin as a true leader or true authority. I think he's trying to use Franklin to get a product, but I think if he had an opportunity, he would also try to usurp Franklin's ability and take Franklin out and try to take over the role. So I think Louis, as usual, is probably thinking logically and analyzing things. With Scully, yeah, we know Scully is crazy, but we never saw any conflict with Scully.
Yeah.
He went to the apartment or whatever. He was nervous, and Scully is crazy or whatever. But it seemed like when Scully made a deal with you, he kind of stood by his word and stayed in his lane, which I think is what Louis said he would do, stay in his lane. So in my mind, Franklin should have went ahead and took out Man Boy, because I think Man Boy, it would be the bigger threat later on. Even you, Big Ham, said in your part of your Got to Go that you thought either one of them would be trouble. But I'm still not yet convinced that Scully would have been trouble if Franklin had stayed loyal and stayed true. I think once Franklin crossed him, that's when Scully became a threat. But other than that, I think Scully was crazy. But I think Scully was going to do his part and probably stay loyal or stay honorable. I mean, if it is a such thing as honor among him, but I think he would stay honorable.
Okay. I like that answer, Ken. Actually, it's probably pretty close to something, excuse me, that I would have said. But I'm gonna flip it a little bit, and I'm gonna start off by saying I was a little confused that Franklin did what he did. Like Ken said earlier, he don't know the writers wrote it to where they had us guessing who Franklin would pick. But as we've seen in Franklin these previous 3 seasons, that he was pretty calculated. He pretty much tried to control the stuff that he was doing. So I found it to me a little uncharacteristic of Franklin to kind of go to both sides and play them together like that. Now, Reed had gave him the advice about, the lesser of two evils or something like that. And then when Franklin did what he did, I was wondering who he was going for. And then when Manboy and them was in the little trailer type thing ready, then I was like, well, look like Franklin is going with Man Boy, but that was still a surprise to me or a shock. But back to Big Ham's critical thinking question, which again I thought was a good question. I'm going to flip it a little bit, and I'm going to say that I think Franklin probably should have taken out Scully, which was the plan on the show, and I'll give you my reasoning why. And you already said it, Big Ham, because you think at one point in time a conflict is going to happen between whoever's alive anyway. I feel like that Franklin's probably thinking, I can control Man Boy. You know, if I can't control him, then I can take Man Boy out. But I feel like that Franklin knows this fortress that Scully has is going to make it harder for him to control him. That's why he had to draw Scully out to get rid of him. So I feel like that it was probably the right choice as far as like this criminal enterprise mindset is Scully is the most dangerous. Whether it's now or later, Scully is the most dangerous. So I might as well get this guy to help me take him out. And then if I had to take this guy out later on down the line, then I can do that a little bit easier than I can with Scully. So I think he made the right choice. I just think he went about it the wrong way.
All right. So Keith, Ken and I are going to make you the odd man out today.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why. It was 3 reasons why I believe he should have tried to get Man Boy up out of here. The first reason was because Franklin been down and Louis been here, and Louis knew. She told him. So you got to go with who been active, who been interacting with all these people. You know, she told him about Leon. She told him about Man Boy. She told him about Scully. So she knew. The other thing was this: if he had any inclinations to pull it on Scully, when Scully said, "How do you feel?" and he asked old girl Khadijah, "How you feel?" he said, "Feel like I'm about to take a shower with somebody sticking up behind me." Abort, he knows. He gonna get over on him. You should have known. And then the last thing was this: Man Boy's homeboy that got killed and got crucified. Before he went out there and got killed, he said, "Hey, yo, your boy Franklin Saint looking weak. We need to go ahead and get him."
Great point.
And that little rhetoric has been going through Man Boy whole clique. And Man Boy said, "Yeah, he weak, but that brain still worked on." But he didn't say at no point in time, "Nah, we ain't never gonna do that." He just said, "We can't do it right now." And that's the reason why we should have went ahead and got Man Boy up out of here. I thought he should have left Scully alone, and somebody with that crazy intuition like Scully had, because Scully put that little stuff in his ear.
He started hearing.
And he knew something was up, man.
Yep.
And he knew something was up when Franklin came. Because I was like, "Oh, this man that came with the weapons. He gave me the weapons to get ready to take Man Boy out here. Let's go get Man Boy." I would have walked right up in that jet. Got up. So somebody with their intuition like Scully is good to have as an asset. Even though he's crazy, you can't control him. As long as he getting his money and he getting his product, he was going to be fine. But now that you crossed him, you're in a whole heap of trouble now, man.
That's true. Hey, I mean, I'm not mad at either one of you guys' viewpoint. I understand, and I'm in agreement. Basically, I just wanted to take a different approach, which I still can find a different approach because that's how my mind thinks, and I think that Scully is very dangerous, and he could be a problem no matter what. So if you can have some help to take him out, you might as well take it. So maybe that was what Franklin was thinking about. All right, fellas. I think we come to the close of our show today. It was a good one. We really enjoy this show, and I assume that the people can see it and tell by our interaction and our discussion. And it's just one of those shows that you can watch and it leaves you wanting more. You get invested in it. But anyway, Big Ham, you want to go ahead and close us out?
Yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen, fellowshippers, thank you for coming into the Fellowship Hall with the Twins and Ralph. Hey, we got at least 8 to 9 more weeks of talking about Snowfall. So we want to make sure you come into the Fellowship Hall and interact with us. Like, subscribe our YouTube page. You can follow us also on our Facebook page at the Fellowship Hall. You can follow me on social media at Twitter and Instagram at Hamdog22 and Facebook at Raphael Hammond. But listen, keep coming in with us and checking us out for Snowfall. Hey, we also got other stuff coming as well. Coming to America be here next Friday. We got to talk about that. Last Chance You coming. We got to talk about that. So look, stick around, stay into the Fellowship Hall, and ride out with us, man. Y'all be blessed.
Be
Be
blessed,
blessed,
fellas.
fellow shippers.